What's up, everybody? Noah Kisher back here for my ranking of the June 2021 Hallmark movies. So let's get right into it. We are going to start out with To Catch a Spy is the weakest mystery thus far for the Hallmark Channel this year. This is not the worst Hallmark film, but we will get into that in the next video. I thought that this was just very subpar mystery-wise for the Hallmark Channel. Being a fan of the Hallmark Channel, I really enjoyed this as a movie. But the problem is, the mystery just wasn't all that intriguing for over half the film. For over half the film, I was bored. Thus, it is the second worst Hallmark movie of the year so far. Next up is Her Pen Pal. Her Pen Pal is one that I was kind of looking forward to. I thought the trailer looked really intriguing and very cute. This is all about an event planner who can't wait to attend and plan her best friend's wedding in Paris. Then she finds out that her ex is bringing a date. So Victoria runs into her old childhood pen pal, and you know what's going to happen. This is one that should have been great. This should have been very good. And it was good, but it was just missing a bunch of parts. Pretty much, it had the story beats that it needed, and it knew it had the story beats, and that's it. And all it wanted to do was have those story beats, but not execute on them properly. It was a cute film, but for my Hallmark standards, this was very subpar. Now we're moving on to The Baker's Son. The Baker's Son was turning into one of my favorite Hallmark movies of the year. And then the third act happened. What happened in the third act? For 2/3 of this movie, you build this romance between the baker and this ballet dancer. And they have tremendous chemistry. Tremendous chemistry. Now, the problem is, this movie didn't want to focus on that. It wanted to focus on Matt and Annie. But the problem is, you focus on that too late. You focused on it way too late. 2/3 of the film I absolutely loved. I'm a big fan of baking. I'm a big fan of cooking. Cooking shows, cooking movies. That's why after I am probably done watching The Boss Baby 2, I'm watching the new episode of Hell's Kitchen. This movie should have been great. And it just fell right on its face. It completely slid and just skid its face right on concrete as it was going to the third act. Now, did Matt and Annie have chemistry? Yes, they did. But the problem is, the other two had better chemistry. You didn't build that romance as well as you should have. You made us want that romance, but the problem is that you built the other romance too much. And we already cared about the ballet dancer and the baker too much to even care about Annie. Annie is supposedly the reason that his bread tastes good. But the problem is, the plot that we were promised doesn't come into the film until the last 20 minutes of the movie. So we wasted over an hour, which was a really good hour. But the third act is what really just drags this film down. I was sitting there watching the movie thinking, okay, when is the bread going to start tasting amazing? When is she going to leave? And we got that. And the third act completely just bogged this film down from a 4.5 star to a 3.5 star. I really enjoy this movie. But the problem was, it was just that. It was just a movie. It was just a movie. Okay. So next up is You Had Me at Aloha. Actually, where is You Had Me at Aloha? I thought I had You Had Me at Aloha in here. Wow, it is not on my letterbox, so I need to go in there and put the Hallmark list in there. So, You Had Me at Aloha is ranked right below The Baker's Son, but it is right between Her Pen Pal. That film had a beautiful scenery. Great chemistry between the two stars, but the problem is it focused on the comedy too much. The comedy is what made the film work at some points, but you can tell that they were trying for jokes. And Pascal Hutton and Matt Caven have legitimate chemistry. They star in a Hallmark show together called When Calls the Heart. You don't need to force that chemistry. And they were forcing that chemistry, which made it laughable at some points. Okay, so then it was The Baker's Son. Next up is Sand Dollar Cove, my favorite romance movie of June. I loved this film. It was one that I really enjoyed. This got a 4-star ranking from me. 5 stars for Hallmark has not happened since, it took a full year, a little over a year, but It Was Always You and Sweet Carolina to get to 5 stars. Sand Dollar Cove had ADRing issues and a couple other and a couple other problems as well. But these are not these are not the what am I trying to say here? Here we go. I just had a complete brain fart there. That was not the reason this was not the greatest. My favorite of the Hallmark movies for the month was Aurora Tea Garden Mysteries Till Death Do Us Part. We've been waiting 16, 17 films to see this. Actually, we were waiting for about 9, 10 films for her to actually pick a guy and stay with him. Because you didn't actually see them break up. You saw them kiss at the end. That was it. You thought, okay, we're going to see you in the next movie. Never mind, they're nowhere to be seen until Niall Mater comes in. This one, we actually see the wedding. It is the wedding planning, and Aurora Teagarden's father and his friends are now the suspects in a murder that happened 30 years ago. Really intriguing mystery, but what I really loved was the attention to detail with the wedding. The arch was not all white. It was made of books. It's just the attention to detail that mattered. And the attention to detail and the attention to detail really worked well with the mystery as well. I really enjoyed the mystery of this film, and I really enjoyed this movie. My favorite mystery movie of the year so far. So there's my ranking. See you guys next time for my top 10 favorite Hallmark movies thus far, and my top 5 least favorite. And I will see you guys next time.